Hello friends, in the first lecture we developed different concepts of divisibility. Now we are going to discuss few problems asked in Olympiads based on those concepts. So this is a problem asked in Regional Maths Olympiad, and problem says that n is a 50 digit number in 10 base. All the digits except the 26 digit from left are 1. Given that n is divisible by 13, find the 26 digit. Okay, so we'll consider n as a 50 digit number. So n we can write 1, 1, 1. And let's say this is a 50 digit number is there, and 26 digit I have taken as a x. So before x there are 25 ones are written, and after x there are 24 ones are written. And if you remember the divisibility criteria which I explained in the last lecture, that any number is given like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have to check the divisibility of this number by 13. So we make the blocks of 3 and we add those sum and we'll find whether the sum is divisible by 13 or not. So that can be written as a 6, 7, 8 minus 3, 4, 5 plus 12. And we find the net sum. If the net sum is divisible by 13, we say the number is divisible by, this number is divisible by 13. Otherwise, the number is not divisible by 13. The same concept we'll be using here. So first we'll start from this one. And you see, these 24 ones can be formed in the blocks of 1, 1. How many blocks we can form? You'll see, we can form in total 8 blocks we can form there. Clear? And if we find the sum there, 111, minus 111, then plus 111, and finally we'll have minus 111. So first pair, first and second will give 0, third and fourth, then fifth and sixth and 7 and 8, and the final sum. Means if we make the blocks of 3, 3, 3 of these 24 ones and we find the sum by alternating changing the sign, that sum will become 0. Now we'll come to this. So these 8 ones we have already checked and we found the sum is 0. Now if I come to this one, we form a 9th block there, and this 9th block of 11x. So this 9th block sum will be 11x. After that, there is a one more 1, 1 I'll pick there, and that will write the minus, because alternate plus minus. This sum was 0, this is plus, the next one will be negative. And after this, if we analyze these 25 ones which are there, these are the 25 ones are there. I have already taken 3 there. So now the, how many, this 24 are there, and this 24 I have taken 3 there. So 24 plus 3, now this you will see, this 27 digits we have already checked. After that I have taken, so these how many ones are remaining there? Is the 23 ones are remaining there now. 24 there, 3 there, 24 plus 3, 27. Now 23 ones are there. And those 23 ones, if you make the block of 1, 1, 1, you can make the block 7 such blocks you can make. And after that you will see that 2, 1 and the final are remaining there. So the 9th I have taken as a 3, this 3 block, and after that if I take a one more block of 3, so that block will become minus 1, 1, 1. After that 6 more blocks of 1, 1, 1 we will get there, and that sum will become 0, because the even number of 1, 1, 1, if we get an alternative right, the sum has to be 0, as I have done in the first 24. And see, and this is 0, and then you will get plus 11. So this you can write, this will get minus 100 there, and this is a digit 11x, and this you can write as 100 plus 10 plus x minus 100. So these 100 cancel, and now with the finally you're left with 10 plus x. So in order to make this 10 plus x is divisible by 30, I'll write x is equals to 3. So that 26 digit is 3. Now the next problem is, it was asked in Russian Maths Olympiad. Let A and B be two distinct 7-digit numbers, each of which contains all the digits from 1 to 7. Prove that A is not divisible by B. It's a very good problem, and this problem we can solve using the divisibility by 9. How? Let's say any digit you form, let's say A is any digit number, in that you are using the digits from 1 to 7. See, what is the purpose of using the divisibility by 9? That any order of a sum if I write there, and we finally check the sum of the digits divisible by 9. So any kind of a digit you can write there. But anything else you go with, so that you'll have to change the order, and if you change the order, the divisibility will also change. So that's divisibility with 9 and divisibility with 3 are very important, and we need to learn those applications very well. So any 7-digit number if I form, let's say A is any 7-digit number using all the digits from 1 to 7. So if I first will add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, and you find the sum is 6, 4, 10, 10, 28 is the sum. So this sum will get 28. So any 7-digit number you form using the digits from 1 to 7, the sum will be sum of all the digits. These 7 digits will become 27. So if I check the divisibility with 9, so any number you form, if you divide by this 28 by 9, you will see the remainder you will get 1. So the remainder you will get 1. If any 7-digit number you form using these digits from 1 to 7, the remainder you will be getting 1. So that means A is a number when divided by 9 leaves the remainder 1. Similarly, B has to be the number. Similarly, B is also this number. When you divide by 9, the remainder will become 1. So, and now we have to prove that A is not divisible by B. So let's say we can write A is equals to some B into N. N is any integer over there. And B and A both are the number in the form of 9k plus 1. Because B number, if you divide that number by 9, you will get the remainder 1. So can be written as a 9k plus 1. So I can write this as a B as a some 9k plus 1 into N is equals to A, and then A can be written as a 9k into N plus N, and this Kn I take any other number, let's say some capital M, and this is N. So both the sides if I divide by 9, you said this side will be getting the remainder 1. And this is divisible by 9, 9m, and here you must get remainder 1 in order to balance the equation like that. As I have taken if A is equals to B into N. So that means N has to be at least 10, because when you divide by 9, you get the remainder 1. So moment I take N is equals to 10 there, and this is a 7-digit number, when you multiply with 10, automatically it becomes a 8-digit number. So means this thing is not going to be valid if I take B as a 7-digit number. Because B is a 7-digit number, and if you multiply N by taking N is equals to 10, the 7-digit number when multiplied by 10 will become a 8-digit number. So that's not going to be correct. Now the next problem is determine the number of 5-digit positive integers A, B, C, D, E, where A, B, C, D and E are not necessarily distinct, such that the sum of the 3-digit A, B, C, this is the first part, and the 2-digit D, E is divisible by 11. So this 5-digit A, B, C, D, E, we can write as A, B, C into 100 plus D. and then we can write 99 ABC plus ABC plus DE, and this is what equals to ABCDE. Now see, this number is divisible by 11. So if I want to confirm the divisibility of these two, addition of these two by 11, we'll have to confirm the divisibility of this 5-digit number, which is ABCDE. So now how we can solve this thing? We can find the number of 5-digit numbers which are multiple of 11. As simple as that. So what is the biggest multiple of 11 which we can get of 5-digit? That is, you see, it's a 99990. This is the biggest multiple of 11 of 5-digit you will get. And so the number of multiples of 11 which are less than or equals to 99990, we can find it out if I divide by 11. So that will get 9090. So the number of multiples of 11 which are less than or equals to 99990 or 9090. Similarly, we can find the 4-digit in multiples of 11. The biggest 4-digit multiple of 11, you will see, you will get 9999. So if I divide by this number by 11, which you will get 909. So now we have this is a maximum 4-digit multiple of 11. So the number of multiples of 11 which are less than or equals to 9999 are 909. And these are the number of multiples which are less than or equals to 99990. So these are the 5-digit multiple of 11 or less than that. And these are the 4-digit number of multiples of 11 or less than that. So if I subtract there, in 9090, if I subtract this 909, we'll get exactly the 5-digit multiples of 11. So that will come as a 1818. So 8181 are these many numbers of satisfying this given column. So now next problem is adjoin to the digits 5, 2, 3, 3 more digits such that resulting 6-digit number is divided by 7, 8, 9. So here in this question, 523, and after that you have to add 3 more digits so that this number is divisible by 7, 8 and 9. So first what we will do, we'll find the LCM of 7, 8 and 9. So the LCM of 7, 8 and 9, so you can easily find it out. It's 56 into 9. It is 504. So the LCM of 7, 8, 9 is 504. Now what you will do, we are adding 3 more digits in here in this place so that the total number becomes divisible by 7, 8 and 9. So what I'll do, 5, 2, 3, let's say those 3 digits I'm considering in total as x. So that can be written as a 5, 2, 3, 000 plus x. So what I will do, we will try to get the multiples of 504 which are closer to 523 000. So that we will come to know what exactly we can add or subtract over there in order to make this number divisible by 7, 8 and 9. Here x is a 3-digit number. Okay. So we will divide this 5, 2, 3, 0, 0 by 504. So this will be 1504, and if I subtract it, you will get this 19, 0, add 0 there, one more 0, and you see this is 3 times it will go. So 3 4s are 12 and 15. Now if I subtract it, this is will be 388, and one more 0 is there. So 7 times if you try this, 7 times this, 7 4s are 28 and 35. So the remainder which we will get is 2, 5 and 3, 3, 5 and 2. So when I'm dividing this 523000 by 504, the quotient I'm getting 1037 and remainder I'm getting 352. So this I can write 52300 is equals to 1037 into 504 plus 350. So you can see the remainder which I am getting when I am dividing by 504 is 352. So what more we can add in 352, so that automatically it becomes a, when 504 is multiplied by 1037, the remainder which we are getting 352. So how much more we can add in 352, so it becomes the next multiple of that. So you can very clearly see that if I subtract 504 and 352, so this will be 2, 5 and this is 2. Sorry, 1. So that is 152. So obviously that x is one of the value will become 152. Now what I'll do, if I take out the 352, so again the number will become divisible by 504. But what will happen in that case, the structure of 523 will change. We don't want to change that 523. Actually, we can write the values over there. So if I take out 352 there, so I'll get exactly 52300, one more 0, and if I subtract 1352, so in that case we'll not be getting. So what I'll do, it's better, we'll see that 254 minus 352, if I get a 3-digit number, so that will automatically fit here. So this is 1008. And in 1008, if I subtract 352, so that will be 656. So two such numbers we'll get. This is one number is 152, so that x's value is 152 and 656. I'll quickly tell you what I'm doing again. This I have broken as a 52300 plus x. And I just found this 52300 when divided by 503, what remainder we are getting? The remainder which we are getting is 352. So the next multiple of 504, which is a 1037 multiple of 504 plus 352. So if in that if I add 152, obviously I'll be getting the next multiple of 504. So we can use 152 over there. And if 2 times of min means one more multiple in that, we can we add in directly we can add the 504, you can see this number you will get there. So that's why the next which you can, but if you add one more time 504, this structure 523 will change, which you don't want to change it here, because you have to keep that 523 over there. So two values 152 and 656 here also. Now the next problem is a positive integer is written on each face of cube. Every vertex is thus assigned the product of the numbers written on the three faces intersecting the vertex. The sum of the numbers assigned to all the vertices is equal to 1001. And find the sum of the numbers written on the face of the cube. So here I have already drawn a cube for you. This is a one cube. This side is, I have taken a number written on this side is A. Opposite to that I have taken a number F there. This side the number I have taken is a B. And this side the number is D. Down I have taken as a C. And the top I have taken as a number E. So you can see this is the point you will get. This is this top which is E. That side is B there, and this forward side is A. So this point has become ABE. Similarly, I can take this is a down is a C, that side is B, this side is A. So this point is ABC, the product of these three faces. This side A, down C, and this side is B. So that is ABC. Similarly, we can see this is a top, so this point has to be A. This is D there and down is C. So this point is ACD. Similarly, this face you can see there is a D written. Clear? And backside is F there and down is C there. So that's why it's had become CDF, the product on this vertex. Similarly, you can see that this face D is written, this face E is written, backside is F. So this point has become D into E into F. Similarly, you see this face is F there, sideways you see it's a B there, on top is E, so that's why it's BEF. So that this is the way we have represented the product on each of the vertex. Now, what is given here, you can see the sum of the numbers assigned to all the vertices is equals to 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, 1. So all the vertices, mean these vertices, sum is given 1, 0, 0, 1. So these numbers are, we'll write here, this is ABC plus ABE plus ACD plus ADE plus DEF plus CDF plus BEF plus BCF. So all the vertices in the face A, that is ABC, ABE, ACD and AD all are written. This side two already have covered, so DEF and CDF, DEF and CEF is written, and this on the top, this is left here because these three are already represented. So this is BEF, BEF there, and that side down you can see these two are already represented, this one is done, so this is BCF and BCF is this one. So this is what the sum we are getting at the vertices of this cube. Now we'll try to factorize it because see, we already know that the 1001 is a prime factor. If I write the 1001, prime factorization is 7 into 11 into 13. I told you this in the lecture when we developed this divisibility by 1001. And that time I explained you that the 7 into 11 and the 13 is a prime factor. We can simply write it out. So this summation is 1001. Now we'll try to bring this as a 3 factor. So we'll check out whether we can do it like or not. So what I'll do in these two, we can take the BC common. If we take the BC common, we'll get A plus F, and this is ABE, and in this last two, this one and this one, you can see, if I take the BE common, we'll get A plus F again, and these two, then you see this is ACD plus CDE plus DEF plus CDF. Okay, so what we can take common there? So we need that A and F there. So in these two, we can take the DE common there. So if I take the DE common, again we'll get A plus F. And in these two, if it, this one and this one, if I take the CT common, so we'll get again A plus F. So A plus F, everywhere we can take common. Now we get that BC plus BE, and there if I take the B common, we'll get C plus E, and here if I take the D common, we'll get E plus A. So we can write this is B plus D and C plus E. I hope it is clear to you. Just after taking this AF common, you got BC plus B. Where I took B common, we got C plus E, and there we took the, after taking A plus F outside, and took this D common, so we'll get C plus E. So this is what the product we are getting, and this is equals to 1001. So now it has become quite easy there. So any of the values we can assign there. So this A plus F we can write is equals to 7. B plus D we can write equals to 11, and this C plus E we can write 13. So what we have to find? We have to find the sum of the numbers written on the faces of the cube. So the sum of the numbers written on the faces of the cube, you can see, if I directly add all this, we will get A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F. And if we add this, 7 plus 11 and 13, that is 20, the answer is 31. So the answer of this problem is 31.